Casey is Raw again, and today we are video game hunting. Had a hard time sleeping last night. Lately, it's like I've been having a hard time going back to sleep. And usually when I go to bed, I have no problem sleeping anymore. I usually have pretty good chance sleeping. I don't need anything to help me go to bed. I mean, when I get home, I'm exhausted. A lot of times I'll take like an hour or two nap, but I wake up and I couldn't go back to sleep. So like last night, about 3-ish, I was like, oh, you know what, 3-ish, 4-ish, give or take, around there, maybe 3:30, give or take. I decided to see if anyone was in Gargut's Discord, and yeah, there had a bunch of people. And I try to avoid a couple people that are just malicious against me, that I just don't want to deal with. And we were just having a grand old time, having a blast. But yeah, it was fun. It was Garguts was barely in there, but it was just fun, just to chat with a bunch of people, just say hi and have a good laugh. You know, I was having, playing up some bullshit, thinking some bullshit up and getting some laughs. Talking like how, the real thing was, with what I'm about to bring, I really don't like dealing with the kids during Halloween, unless it's like my niece or nephews, then that's different. I mean, especially my younger nephews that come over dressed up, then that's just awesome. And I love being an uncle because, you know, seeing the kids grow up and have fun times with them, like playing toys with them, stuff like that. But I'm glad to be more an uncle than a father, you know. But I rather during Halloween not to answer the dang door. Both me and my mom, we like just to turn the lights off, and I'm sure my mom wants to interact a little bit more, but she's getting older nowadays, and it's hard for her to answer the door quickly. And I don't want to deal with the kids. I'm sorry. I'm a private guy when I get home, you know. Especially when I'm home, I want to settle down, relax, then do a few things I want to do. Or do stuff around the house for mom. But, I was making some bullshit up about Halloween ideas. Like, alright, you know what? If my mom used to have this giant bowl from Hollywood. No, not from Hollywood, from, Blockbuster. I guess they had it, like, if you want popcorn, and it has a Blockbuster logo on it. But, my idea was we'll put a big bowl of candy, but so one of those asshole kids don't pull a stunt with dumping the whole candy bowl in their bag. You fill it up with the candy that no kid really likes. Like those ones that are like, you know, Christmassy looking ones, like the red paper with the green tops. I think it's some kind of red candy. And then, but secretly I like those. But then the ones of like in the black wrapper or the white wrapper stuff, and like when there's no branding, it was like, oh, this shit's gotta be taste like shit. So they'll take like a handful instead of dumping the whole thing, because they're gonna look at it as like, ugh, we don't know about this. And then I had another idea. It'd be funny. My parents used to have a little candy machine, and I'm talking about like one of those bowls, like those old timey round candy machines. My parents used to have something like that. It used to be on the stand, and then they removed the stand. It was sitting by itself, and you can actually put money into it. So I was thinking, here's an idea. You could actually put real good candy in, but then you have kids paying for their candy. And people are like, well, they're just gonna just break it or try to steal it. And then someone suggested like slices of bread and slices of cheese, and then someone suggested like handing out fruit. I was like, if I did that for 1 year, I'd tell them, hey, remember me for next year. If you want any more fruit, you come over here. Because then, those kids, they're like, no, that person just hands out fruit instead of candy. So, not a big, I used to love Halloween when I was younger, but going to, like, haunted houses and, one of those things you go through, I guess it's still haunted houses where, like, you put your hands in, like, in a bowl of spaghetti, and you think it's like their guts or something, someone's guts, and then like if you have a jelly mold, probably of someone's brain, and they'd feel it and squishy, and you're like, oh, it's a brain. I would even dye it to try to make it look like brains. And I'm guarantee you, there's gotta be a brain jello mold somewhere out there. But, because, kids, they're gonna pull their mask off and see what it really is. But, I don't know, I miss stuff like that, as a child. But now, like, if someone says, hey, you want to go to a Halloween party with everyone? Like, I'll be like, no, thank you. I'm not a party person. I'm more like, I just want to stay home and relax and not a fan of doing that. I remember, back then when I was younger, I actually did like it. It was when our old church that we used to go to was more theme related. We do all those parties. I miss stuff like that. That was cool. When we did Halloween, stuff like that down there. And this is going to sound weird about this church doing this, but when the church doing Mardi Gras, so I had no idea what that means. So, I just thought it was awesome. You go around, people wearing masks, and They hand out beads. That I didn't know what handing out beads really meant then. I certainly didn't do anything sexual in there to do that. I think I remember. I think we were like playing like as casino games, like cards or blackjack or something like that. And instead of money, you would get beads like that instead. I kind of like that. But, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if that church does anything like that still nowadays. Sadly, I heard something happen that might have had a fire, but I went to it recently and looked fine to me. They must have contained it really quickly. But it was one of those real small churches that it was actually inside a neighborhood, so it's not like inside town or anything where it could be easily found. If you didn't go through this neighborhood, you would not know there was a church down there. So, I just remember, back then I wouldn't have thought about that because, I mean, we went to that for years and years and years. But then, as being an adult, you just figure, no one will. I'm wondering how my dad found this church. Because we weren't that close to that church. I mean, it took like 10, 15 minutes to get to church. But I'm at the game store, so I'll see you guys in a few. And I just got out of both the First Vintage Stock and the game store, and really didn't see anything that I had to have. I mean, the game store was actually having a sale, but I didn't see anything I want. So, I'm probably gonna hit up this Vintage Stock, and then, I don't know, I'm kind of still like trying to wake up even though it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I mean, I took the NyQuil at about 3-ish, 3:30, when I couldn't, right around that time frame, because I could not sleep. And I couldn't do any work in the collection room because of, like Dave Rose predicted, my shelf was starting to collapse again. That same one that was kind of in that same position where it collapsed. Well, I guess if there's no support holding that weight, like if it has a chance to lean to one side to the other, it loosened it up. So that's exactly what the hell happened. And luckily, I was trying to push the PlayStation shelving over so I could slide the Xbox shelving over to have a a wall to lean against. And then it just looked like it was about to collapse. It was bulking. So it was like, before it falls apart, let me take all the games down. So it's salvageable. What I'm planning to do is run some screws through it to fix it. Oh shit, there's a copper right there. He just rolled up to my left. I'm pretty sure what I'm doing is legal because, if I can chat on a freaking phone, I don't see anything wrong with this. I mean, I've seen people do stuff like this all the damn time. On YouTube, It's not like I'm sitting and watching myself talk the whole time. I'm mainly talking to myself pretty much and to you guys. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and stop recording just right now. Okay, good. I'm actually okay now. The cop's actually getting in front of me, and now he's getting to the right lane. I was getting a little scared because, like, the cop is going, I guess, the speed limit, but it looks like he's trying. I could be, guess what it's called, being too, paranoid. It's like if I'm listening to a YouTube channel that has video, but if I have it down there, they can't say, hey, you're watching YouTube while you're driving. I'm like, no, I'm listening to YouTube. There's a few times I forget to put it up, take it down for that reason. So, I mean, it's not like I'm sitting watching TV when I'm driving. I am listening to the show, and sometimes it'll be like podcast, like Song Monster, Dave Rose, Ken, Drew, and a lot of times Drew's different because he actually has action going on where, like, you can see him, so that's a little different. When there's a still picture or like a wallpaper interacting, but it's just a wallpaper, they can't accuse you watching the screen. But yeah. So what was cool is when I left the house, I went to some type of a secondhand store. So, just to see if I can get a better built shelf for cheap, and where I don't have to build another one. I'm getting to the point I'm getting a little lazy where I don't want to build another shelf. I'm thinking about getting something to eat, but yeah, just that's why I hadn't built this thing my mom gave me for my birthday. It's been over 7 months now sitting there because I just don't want to work on stuff like that when I'm home unless I absolutely need to. I mean, it's a great thing. I like people who builds those one-up arcade machines. I was happy when I got my one-up arcade machine. The biggest thing was that it was already built and it had the pedestal already built as well. So and then of course with the mods, I like how they added a little coin button thing that looks like you put the quarter in, you just press the button to add more coins. And then also it's been modded with a RetroPie that has over 800 arcade games. So, and not all of it's going to be perfect. There's certain games like Pac-Man is not great with that. I mean, you figure with joystick, Pac-Man's okay, but honestly, I feel like playing Pac-Man is best with a D-pad. So, joysticks to me are like it analog sticks like you get nowadays from more modern controls are way superior than joysticks. Even like the Neo Geo joystick is not great. Like, I'll try some of the moves that they suggest, and I can't do it. And it's easier to do that with a D-pad. And some of these, 8-bit games that are now on modern console games, it's a lot easier to play with the D-pad than analog sticks. So, back to the whole story I was bringing up. That, before I got wander off onto that tangent, I walked into this secondhand thrift store and looking for a bookshelf, and as I walk in, I heard Hollywood. So you guys know I've been wearing these white sunglasses, right? People, or even before that, I was wearing the black ones, almost like the Blues Brothers wore. So, I've been deemed and coined a new nickname as Hollywood. So, and anytime I think of Hollywood is when Hogan was doing the NWO promos, and he's like, Hollywood's ready. I think about that all the time. So, I would get that clip, but WWE's been nailing me with, they hit 2 copyrights with me with GIFs now. And they're not like automatically. A lot of times when I upload something, mainly music, it gets hit like that from the bots. But WWE's bots are a little slow because there was one with AWA logo, and so I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the image and then speed up the pace so it's no longer easy for them to spot that. So it's not going to say the exact same things. So, and the same, it's at a different speed. And sometimes I try to tune up the music, speed up the music. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. And I might slow down the music. Tried that. But, a lot of times, or sometimes I just throw that song and then download the video, and then I lay something on top of that that's close. I'll turn it down a little on that new song or music on top of that. Turn it down just enough so it mixes the songs up a little bit, or mixes up the music. So I got some of my tactics, but God, I got off a tangent again. So sorry about that. So I walk in, I hear Hollywood. I was like, no fucking way. I walk in and there's a buddy of mine from work, and I was like, told him I could not believe it was like that I ran into you. He's like, he says he volunteers here all the time. And I don't go to this thrift store all the time because the only time I go to there is like that entertainment center. Every once in a while, if I need like cheap built furniture, like the entertainment center I got in the collection room, I bought from there. And then the coffee table that I try to use as an entertainment center, I bought from there. And so yeah. And I actually think I also bought a shelf at a different time from there before I moved to Pennsylvania. I'm not 100% sure though. Dude, it's been well over 10 years. Let's see, 2007, 15 years now. And right now, I'm still kind of like a little hazy right now. Like, I need like a pick me up. Like, as, when I'd probably get something from Mickey D's, like food and probably a McFrappe, mocha frappe. A lot of times they'll pep me up, so I'm thinking about doing that. But yeah, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was like, "What are you in here for?" I was like, first I was telling him about looking for a bookshelf because there's only one person I told that I got a lot of video games, and it's recently, and actually this guy's about to leave, and I didn't even show him anything. I don't tell them about what I do as hobby or to my hobbies, because when I'm done there, I'm ready to do my own thing. I mean, I enjoy doing what I do for work, but I like to do my hobbies. But, and I kind of learned from, my previous job, knew what I was doing with Drew. So, because a lot of times I would, and they knew about the collection, I believe. So, I would listen to, like, if it was a funny show that Drew did with me on there, I would listen to it and re-listen to the funny parts we did. I would like to do that nowadays, but I don't want people to know, like, at work what I do with my off time. But, back to the story again. So he was asking what you're looking for, like a bookshelf or something like that. And then I also asked him, you guys get video games? And he's like, yeah, but a lot of times they get snatched up real quick. So I know I picked up a couple video games from there, but it wasn't anything much. So I was like, yeah. So, it was cool to run into him there. I had no idea. I was going to give you a little information, but I'm not going to say anything about that. But, it was cool to run into it. He's like, there might be a bunch of, some bookshelves back there. It's like, I didn't want to, walk in the back room. Or I didn't want anyone to bring anything from out there to the showcase. I just wanted to look around and that was it. So it was cool to run into him. I was hugely shocked because I had no idea he worked there or volunteers there. I told him, like, dude, you really are busy all the time, aren't you, man? Because he'll work on his own stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure he works on his motorcycle, and then he's just busy for an older guy. So I was like, wow. But I'm at Vintage Stock, so I'm gonna run in and see if I can find anything good. Hopefully. And if not, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe play it by ear. So I'll be back. What up, guys? This is day 2 of game hunting. The only thing I found yesterday was this lousy Venom t-shirt. So, it's about 2:40 in the afternoon, and I feel like going somewhere different. I don't want to go all the way to Bartlesville. At least if I'm close enough, fine, I'll go to Bartlesville, but I'm gonna go to Pryor, Oklahoma. So I figure, why not? I'm actually on the turnpike heading towards Pryor right now. So this store's the sister store to the one that's in Claremore, called FTW Games Company. And what's sad, I went into the one in Claremore last week or so, and they're just really whittling down their games. It's more of a knick-knack store than anything. Like, the first aisle has literally almost everything crammed in there. While it used to be 4 aisles of gaming and then maybe an aisle of knickknacks. Probably they make more money on knickknacks, apparently. But I'm like, it's sad because it's kind of like how Vintage Stock is doing the same thing. They're kind of whittling down their games stuff, and it's just they're consolidating it down. And, well, a couple of the Vintage Stocks are doing that, while the other ones are keeping it as normal as it's been. But the one that's I've been doing real good, they're starting to kind of doing that a little bit, but not as bad at all. See, I thought for a while, a couple of these stores, that they're trying to phase out gaming, and I think that's a bad move, especially retro gaming. I mean, that's bad. I mean, right now they got the leg up in my area with retro gaming, because GameStop, let's say GameStop would that full force, like if you go to GameStop and you can see like all types of retro gaming, I would literally go to every one of them. But they don't. Why am I going to go to any GameStop just to get a modern game? Why would I go like an hour away to go to a GameStop that has modern gaming? So, to me, I don't see the point for that. It looks like I'm about to already hit the toll booth already. That's pretty fucking quick. Well, that sucks. Hopefully someone's there, because I do have cash. And I had to pull off. And this person cuts in front of me. What an asshole. You dickhead! Uh-oh. This might be a little tricky. Tricky.
In a quarter mile, merge onto Creek Turnpike East.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this might be a little tricky. This sucks. There should be... I did not know this. Oh, there's 50 cents. 60 cents. There's 75, 80, 90, $1. Let's save that one. $1. This is bullshit. I just paid 50 cents. At least I had enough to do that. Luckily, I had just enough, and I have a bunch of change in there, so... That sucks. I did not think about that. Luckily, I did have enough. And I had a Powerade bottle, like, of some change. So I just poured it back out.
Continue on Creek Turnpike East for 3 miles.
So, at least I know I should at least get a couple dollars of change. So, that's good to know now. Damn. I was about to start pouring the Powerade of change, and it was like, hopefully there's enough. I guarantee you they were probably but enough. It was only $1.15 toll. But that was BS. I barely went like 5 minutes before needed to pay a second toll. So it looks like I gotta get off in a few. Downtown. Oh gosh. At least right now it's not super bright. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. If it was bright, I would be wearing my contacts.
In 2 miles, take exit 33A toward US 412 East.
Oh, this is interesting. There's coppers on the other side of the turnpike. One guy's pointing one way, another cop pointing the other way, and they can't really come on this side unless they go all the way down there. There's a little and I think Yeah, that's the only way you can turn around over here. Oh, actually, there's a, sorry, I had to look at the directions. I got a little, sidetracked. Looks like I have to get off the next exit soon. I can't believe I had to pay $1.15 almost immediately after like 5 minutes of traveling. Looks like I'm coming up soon to my exit. So, yeah, there's a couple spots you can turn around.
In half a mile, take exit 33A toward US 412 East.
And as you can see, a couple places where cops can hang out, but I'm not speeding out. I'm actually 5 miles under the speed limit.
Take exit 33A.
That's this one. I remember when me and the ex-girlfriend were traveling to WrestleMania, we noticed how many of these billboards would say available. It was like one after the others, and they'd be sprinkled all over the place. It was like ridiculous. Like, I can understand having one or two on one side and one on the other. Don't start building a billion of them and you hadn't paid off them have people rent them. They would literally have like 4 on each side ready to rent. So, and I remember one of them actually. It one said, let's go, Brandon. And then after a few months, it disappeared. And then I saw it in a different spot. So, I thought it was because someone got butthurt and took it down. But not it, they just repositioned the spot. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh, I think there's a copper coming up. If he is, he's got his hazards on. I don't think it's copper. I guess not. That was a BMW anyways. I don't think cops has BMW SUVs, do they? But we'll see. Definitely gonna hit this one, and then I'll probably check out a couple others. I just want to travel somewhere different. I already hit the vintage stocks, didn't find anything. I went to the flea markets, didn't find anything. Went last week to Claremore, and really didn't find anything. So I'm like, let's try something different. And you know, I would love to take like next payday off and travel, maybe like somewhere like to Arkansas, because I think I know there's a very good video game store in Arkansas. Well, it used to be called the Game Room Trading Post, and then they closed that down. I always wanted to hit that place because the Game Chasers were in there. It was always seemed a great place to go to. But then they closed that one down. But the same people who opened that up opened another place. So I think they sold everything and they closed it down, and looks like they're back. So I'm happy because I can tell when you lost your passion for what you do. I'd blame them to leave. Like, especially if you're not doing great or you lost your passion. I would shut it down. But luckily, I have my passion about gaming for over plus 20 years. So, and it just keeps evolving because I love learning stuff all the time and getting really old systems or really weird systems. So there's a bar and grill called I Don't Care. Hey, you know what? That's kind of brilliant. I Don't Care barbecue and pub and grill. I'm like, interesting. I hate seeing bikers on their rice burners because a lot of times I was in traffic coming home from work, and I had an asshole on a motorcycle weaving in and out, barely misses me. I was like, fuck, I wish I could just pull out and I should go like... I hate when they do stupid shit when they go between cars. Like when they literally driving in between cars. Sometimes I wish I could just open my door because they're doing shit illegal. But the thing I really truly wish is that they get caught red-handed with the law. But it seems like they always get away with it. I never get my wish to see them pulled over. Here he comes. Granted, what's funny, he's a prospect for a biking club. But, he didn't have a rice burner. He actually had a Harley Davidson. So, I wouldn't want to be in a club like that because I'm already doing so much right now with work, home life, sometimes personal relationship life, and just me time, and then wherever this stuff I do for YouTube as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let you guys go for right now, and I'll give you an update what's going on, maybe even some road view in a little while. So I'll be back. Okay, so about 2-3 hours later, I was going to do some other footage from the road, but I needed to really use the GPS. And what was funny, when I was done with the second place, I was about ready done, and I couldn't get no internet coverage at all. Luckily, I was heading towards the right direction until I got some internet coverage, and I did get a couple things. One, I could have got anywhere here pretty much. The other one, I couldn't have. So I'll start with the one most likely I could have got anywhere. I got this for Switch digitally. It is Untitled Goose Game. So I think to play this for you guys on the PS4, I think that'd be great. And the other one, I saw at this really tiny game exchange it's really tiny. It's got to be the smallest one I've seen until you walk inside. But you could easily, like, drive by and not even notice it was there. Looking around, I noticed they did have some big title things and priced quite expensively. And I was pretty much looking around. I was like, I wanted to find something. And then I found this Legend of Zelda Link to the Past box. The box is really not in great shape. It's a little crunched and but I only paid $30 for it. I'm pretty sure I could turn around and sell this copy off and make my money back, because all I want is the box, not the game, because I already got the game. So for $30, they marked it as loose. So I'm glad they did, because if they marked it as in box, it would probably be crazy high, and I'll have it shown how much the box and everything goes for from price charting. But yeah, this made it kind of worth it. Now I got that in the collection. And then, yeah, I was having trouble getting internet. And then I finally got internet. And then, oh, well, you guys told me I was having problems getting change for tolls. But I stopped at the game store, the FTW Game Company in Pryor. And I got like $3 in quarters. And then I went to a game exchange. So, and then I was listening to the Soul Monsters, just something to keep me entertained while driving. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much it. So, I'll talk to you guys later. See you. Bye.